Welcome back to Tom's Garage again, boys and girls. Ooh wee. Boy, can you say pulley day? Those transmission drive pulleys are wore slap out. That's what we're going to do today. We got a GX202-87 and a GX202-86. And we're also going to replace the two pulleys on the deck, which is a AUC 17621, which is a GY20629, or a GY22082, AUC 23277, or a GY22172. Two deck pulleys and two drive pulleys. That's what we're going to do today, and we're going to give it a good full springtime tune-up annual service. Pal, yeah. She says, I don't care what it needs, Tom. I'm ready to cut some grass this year. Just do what it needs. I said, okay. Okay. So the first thing we're going to do is get this big old bumper right here off. Big old push bar. Can't get the hood open because of that bar there. And this is designed just to unsnap there and there. Got a little clip there and a pin, and that muffler's hot. Can't get the hood open because of that bar. Pile. And that muffler is hot. Okay. Come out of there. Pow. We'll just set that on the floor over here. Now we can get the hood off, so we can get to the engine. This one has got the Kohler Command 17.5. Undo the springs. Kohler Command 17.5. Single cylinder. Single cylinder. Unplug the headlights. And we'll get this hood off. Uh-oh. The head of the bar is attached to that spring. Off with the hood. Okay, we're going to go ahead and remove the deck. Checking this thing over, the transmission drive belt and the blade belt looks pretty good. You can see it just come off the engine pulley for some reason. Lower the deck. And we'll remove the deck to make it easy. Hook this somewhere. Hook it right up there, that's good. And we'll take the deck off. Got that pin and washer. And we'll take off this pin. Grabbing a pair of pliers. I don't have a whole lot of strength in my hands this morning. And get the washer off. Yeah, boy, those pulleys were just raising Cain, wasn't they? Woo! Wore out pulleys. And we'll take the pin and stuff out of this bar up here. Pin and washer out of the front bar. Okay. Got that side done. It don't take just a second to pull this deck off. Makes it so much easier to get to. Pin and washer. Pin and washer. All right, that deck is ours. Now we'll slide it over here to the table, right next to this other one. All right. We're going to clean this deck off, sharpen her blades. Blades look pretty good, they're just a little dull. This one doesn't have grease fittings. Ooh, listen to that. Ooh, I bet this thing sounds like a rock crusher. That belt looks pretty good. But what we're going to replace on the drive system, the noise you heard when I engaged that drive belt, was these two pulleys right here. Let me set the parking brake, get slack on that transmission belt, and what's wrong with my tripod? All right. These pulleys right here. And there's your culprit. Bearings are bad in those pulleys. So that's what we're going to do today. Give it a full service. Air filter, spark plug, oil filter. Make sure the tires are pumped up real good. Missing valve stem caps. We're going to grease it. Grease the front end. Y'all hang with. We're going to grab some tools. And we're going to get busy with this one. Y'all hang with. This is a John Deere L110. Hang with. Okay. First thing we're going to do is get this oil draining while we do those transmission drive pulleys. And then we'll move on to the deck. I'm going to go ahead and replace that deck belt too. Looks to me like it's got a couple of little bad spots in it. Let's see, it's going to drain right on top of the frame. Get this oil filter draining. Ugh. Get this oil filter draining, that way we don't make that bad of a mess. Okay. We'll just let that drain. Got oil all over my hands. There we go. put this plug back in there. We're fixing to overfill that bucket. Let me grab another bucket. Grab another bucket. Ooh-wee. Boy, let that thing get full, didn't we? That thing filled up quick. All right. All right, we'll just let that just dribble and drain. Now let's move on to the transmission drive pulleys. Let me hit pause. I'm going to change tripods. Hang loose. All right, now for those two pulleys. My goodness. Yeah, this one was terrible shape. Ooh, terrible condition. Grab the new nuts it comes with. No, these didn't come with new nuts. The other two pulleys come with new nuts. So that's cool. We'll continue using these. Okay. The V side goes around the V pulley, and this one goes around the back side. Stick my head under there to make sure we got it right. Looks like we might. Okay, let me take the parking brake off and we'll see what we got. All right, nice and tight. Nice and tight. Boing. Okay. So far, so good. Now we'll go back around here. I believe that oil is done draining. Y'all hang with, let me change tripods one more time. All right, she is done draining now. Okay, now we'll put the plug back in it, put the new oil filter on it. Change wrenches now. This one more likely to round that thing off than the other one is. Okay, that'll ought to be tight enough. That's good. That's good. Plastic off of it. I got oil on my hands here. Ought to be tight enough. Okay, first thing we're going to do now, put the oil back in it. Get the dipstick out. Yeah, we got a 1.5 quart in here. I didn't fill it last time I used it. This little Command 17.5, this thing holds a lot of oil. I'm gonna put a whole quart in it and check it. Well, that crazy woodpecker out there has been hammering on that pecan tree for about 2 hours now. That's 1 quart. We'll have to let it settle. Let it settle. We'll take a spark plug out while that settles. Slap a new RC12YC in this bad boy. Yeah. Let me get it. To about 30,000. There we go. All right. See where we are on the dipstick. Don't even look like we're touching the dipstick yet. We'll put this other 1/2 quart in there and see. Refill the jug. All right, while that settles, we're going to take the air filter off. Check it, see if we need a new one. Uh-oh. I'm at pause. Somebody wants to give me some money. Yeah, a little bit of money in the morning. Hey, that looks nice. Nice looking air filter. Wow. Looks like it's new. Let's go here and blow it out a little bit. Blow it out with Angelica's blower. Yeah, that thing's brand new. All right. Okay. Okay, there's the air filter and spark plug. New oil filter. Keep checking this oil. We are just barely touching the stick. My oil jug is empty. Tell you what, let me refill the oil jug. We'll be right back. Y'all hang with. Wow, refill. Refill the jugular. Yeah, I figured this thing will hold probably 2 quarts. Pretty big engine to be a single cylinder. There's 1 3/4 quarts. That's 1 3/4 of a 1 1/4. Give that a minute to settle. We'll change this fuel filter. Fuel well filter. Okay. Ooh, I'd say that one's got some age on it. Set it over here somewhere. Ooh, I need to order some more fuel filters. Where's the arrow? There it is. That way. Well, there's that. I have to do something with this fuel filter. I don't like the way it's going to be rubbing against that starter. Oh, let's see. Zip tie it somewhere. Where can we zip tie it to? Where nothing will rub it. Let's get a couple of zip ties and secure that thing. Oh, let's see. Come right through here with it. Let's see, go around like that. No, I think what I'll do, is just go around this headlight wiring there, secure it over there. Yeah. But you gotta make sure I ain't in the way of that. Looks pretty good. Yeah, I like that. Okay. Now we'll check the oil, see what it's doing. We are halfway between add and full. So we'll go ahead and put this other 1/4 of a quart in there. All right, now she's got 2 quarts in it. Let's let that settle. I want it to be a little over full. That way when we crank it, it'll fill the oil filter. Little cavity in there. Okay, so far so good. Fuel filter, spark plug, air filter's good. Oil filter, 2 transmission pulleys. Let's get this out of the way. While that settles. All right, let's move on over to the deck. Got that bucket there so we can get all this debris out of there. So I need to remove this cover. There'll be a bolt right in there somewhere. There it is. Is there a 3rd one? Yep. Okay, boy, look at all this debris. We're going to slap a new belt on there too. GX20072. It's got a little damage where it come off the engine pulley, I noticed. All right, grab the new pulleys. Let's see, what did I do with the impact? There it is. Grab our hose. Get these pulleys and belt off. Ooh, boy, you can just feel that. Ugh. See if I can work it up around this belt finger here. I may need to loosen it. Yeah, let's loosen these belt fingers. Ooh, jokers are tight. Nope. Grab a ratchet. Ooh, so much getting on it, boy. Gotta get that loose. Get it loose. There we go. That's why you want those get a little bit loose. There we go. It ain't bad, I just don't trust that one little area right there. That's a pretty good little gouge. Okay, I'm gonna hit pause and get this deck clean. You don't have to watch me do that. So y'all hang with. Woo, 2 hours later, and half a dozen customers later. Let's get this deck finished. I'm gonna go ahead and replace that transmission belt too, might as well. Since we've got all new pulleys and deck belt, and might as well do it. If you're gonna do it, do it. If I can get this thing uncurled, it's like a snake, it's just all over me. Let's compare it to the other one. Yep, looks good. Ooh, that's a long belt. That's a long belt. And like that. I don't guess it really matters how it goes. Where's that other one at? Yeah. Let's see, are these new nuts also 15 millimeter? Yes. So as soon as I catch a break, I'm gonna run to Lowe's and get her another transmission belt. That's why I like going to Lowe's and Home Depot, because they got the they got all OEM stuff. None of this Amazon crap. Okay. cover back on it. Right, come back over here and we'll tighten down these little belt fingers, make sure they're in the proper location. Okay. Make sure they're good and tight. Okay. All right, let's get the blades off and get them sharp. Set all this stuff over here. Yeah, that was got pine straw string wrapped around it. Have to dig all that out of there. A little dirt. They're in pretty good shape. Pretty nice blades, pretty nice, pretty nice. For once, somebody brought me a tractor that didn't need blades. Okay. People usually bring me blades that look like that. And you know who you are. That's another project, another video right there. He knows who he is. All right. Now that that tiller and generator out of my way, I can get to my blade sharpener. Almost. I'm gonna do the flat part on the RBG, and then I'm gonna do the other part here on the vise and the hand grinder. Hand grinder. Really just shining them up while we're going to be done. Still pretty nice and sharp. That's pretty dull right there though. Let me hit pause real quick. I think my phone's ringing. Pow! Nice sharp blades. Now we got to get something to cut all this pine straw string out here with. Yeah. Let's see. Let me grab a razor blade, cutters, pair of pliers. Ooh-wee. Oh, that's a bunch of string. gracious. Boy, I'd say I was wrapped up in there pretty good. Mercy. Whew. That's a bunch of string. Whew. Ain't done yet. Got me a little screwdriver. Get that last little bit out of there. That last little bit's what got hot and melted. Whew. Mercy. Mercy. Okay, the other one's clean. Good grief. Now we get the belt, the blades back on there. Look at that. Whew. Pine straw string. All right, we're done with the deck. When I come back, we'll have a new transmission belt. We'll put that new transmission belt on there, y'all. Hang with. All right, GX20006. Transmission belt. Let's go ahead and replace this thing. Let's go ahead and replace it. Bleep, 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 bleep. Okay. Give it a wiggle. Make sure she's pretty stable. We're going to be crawling around under this thing. Okay. Transmission belt. Alright, first thing we got to do is take that bolt out, lower this down so we can get the belt off of the top pulley up there. And we got to pull the steering column, because that steering column goes right inside that belt. And then we'll take the belt keeper. We'll take the belt keeper off the top of the transmission so we can get it off that pulley. Right there, that plate that goes across there. Okay, let's get busy. Got a lot to do. Got a lot to do. That's going to be a 5/8 socket, and this steering column is going to be a 3/4 socket. Okay. And the first thing we're going to do is take those two pulleys back off. Take those pulleys back off right there. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. We'll set them aside. Okay. And we'll grab the 5/8 socket and the 3/4 socket. And we'll pull that nut off the bottom of the steering gear. It's a little lock nut. And we've got to work this gear off of here. Let me grab the little pry bar. Let me raise the table back up. I hope she comes off okay. She seems awful stuck on there. Let me get a little strike hold. Get a little strike hold, don't it? She's stuck pretty good. That's about what I was afraid of. That's about what I was afraid of. Come on, baby. Pop loose. Get to use my brand new hammer. might have to let it soak for a little while. Yeah, let's let that soak for a little bit. We'll do that last. Well, really can't get nothing in there. Oh, let's see, let's grab a long punch. If we can get one in there. Whew, that thing's stuck too. It's slowly coming. I think that's good enough. Okay. Now we'll come over here. If I can remember what to do with my socket wrench. Where did we put it? There it is. Now what I want to do is come right over here. Get the camera in there so you can see. We'll get this off first. This is what holds the belt. Yeah. And that's what holds the belt. Let me show you. It's got that little belt finger right there. That little bar. Gotta get that off. Gotta get that off. Then we'll get this plate right here off. All right. Got that off. Set it right here by the deck. And now we'll get this plate off. Because this plate has got built-in belt keepers too. All right, this plate has got a tab in the other side over there. So when you take it off, you have to pull it forward like that. Just like that. A little tab right there. Okay. Now we can get the belt off the pulley. We're good. Now we've got to concentrate on getting this steering gear off of there. Oh yeah, that's got a good cut in it right there. I didn't notice. I'm glad I went ahead and decided to change this out now. there's no way to get a puller in there on that. Oh yeah, that belt is a lot worse than I thought. Woo! That thing is being a booger. May have to take and heat this thing up. I'd say she stuck pretty good. Yep, stuck pretty good. Let's put a little heat on it. You got to be wary of all that dead grass on top of this plate. I can see it bubbling. Make sure you got plenty of fire extinguishers, water hose. Mercy, she is not wanting to budge. She is not wanting to budge. Let that soak a little longer. And there is no way to get a puller on that. I don't want to use no more heat either. We'll let that strike hold work its way down in there. Let me hit pause. I'm gonna give this thing a few more minutes to soak. Y'all hang with. All right, what we'll do, let me grab that screwdriver. Whew. She's been soaking for about 10-15 minutes now. We'll get us a screwdriver up in there. Very gently, don't hurt this thread on this thing. Got it to move finally. Make sure it didn't hurt that nut. in there. That's where we want it. Whew. You know, we're probably get a puller on it now. Let's do that. Let's try a puller. At least we got it to move. Got to chase them threads probably. We might have done a little bit of damage to those threads. I'm going to pull the steering column all the way out. Make sure I didn't damage that. Thread chase it. Yeah, I think we've damaged the threads. There we go. God, my arms are so tired. Well, I was going to put this nut on there, but let me back it way off. This socket. This socket will keep it centered. Just like that. Won't damage the shaft. Oh, there goes the socket. Come back here. Use that 3/8 drive socket. It's shorter and it's got a smaller hole in it. Well, it may not let us. Yeah, we'll just do it without the socket. Let's see, we're gonna need a 5/8. Oh boy, my arms are tired from reaching up like this. I should have just laid the tractor over on its side. Whew. Keep working it. Keep working it. Slowly, slowly. Let me grab another socket. There we go. We got it. We got it. that strike hold got all up in there. Got all up in it. Now we'll see if we can pull the steering column up. Make sure it's not seized. There we go. Just kind of pull it up and out of the way like that. Now we can get the belt off. Here we go. Yeah, this thing was pretty bad shape. There was one particular place in it I saw a second ago that was real bad. There it is. Wow, look at that. That thing would have snapped and she would have been mad at me. Let's hold these belts up, make sure they're about the same length. We'll throw it all back together. Yep, looks good. Looks good. Ooh, I had to take the boggin off, boy. It's getting kind of warm in here. I'm working hard. Working hard. Now we can put her back together. Make sure you don't go under that bar that runs across here. Make sure you go over it. Just reach that belt. There we go. Yeah. Let's see, now we're going to go around that way. Up there. Pull it back. Now we'll come over here, feed it back around the transmission. Just like that. Back around this pulley. Okay. Now what we're going to do is move this back up, and this has got to be inside of these belt keepers. So pull tension on it and just tap it back up. Stick your head in there and look. Stand over there and feel. It appears we are inside. Let me look on this side. Yep, we're good. We can put the bolt back in it. Now what did we do with the bolt? There it is. We could go ahead and put them two pulleys back on and then undo the parking brake. That way it pulls tension on the belt. That way you know it's pulled tight. Or you can just do it by hand. Okay, looks good. Okay. Now we can put the steering column back down, put the gear back on it, put the two pulleys on it, and put that belt keeper on top of the transmission back where it goes. All right, let's go over here. What you gotta do is you gotta guide that steering column. Grab a flashlight. Guide that steering column right back down through there. You can probably see it just under the battery, way back there. Just make sure the front wheels are perfectly straight. Well, I can't do it because it's sitting on jack stands. It's curved to the right just a little bit. Okay, curved to the right just a little bit. Yeah, right about there. Right about there. Now let me get this back on, if it will let us. Where did the nut go? I just saw it. There it is. Make sure it don't get cross-threaded. It's acting like it wants to cross-thread. Okay, that's going on. Oh, God. All right. That's that. If I have to, we can pull that steering wheel off if it ain't perfectly straight. Okay. That on there, that's on there. Now we'll come back to the transmission and get it all put back together. And this is where you need to take your time and make sure you get it back together perfectly. Get the camera set up there so you can see. All right. Take and hold the belt kind of tight around that. Make sure that tab goes in that side over there like that. All right, let me stick my head in there and make sure the belt is inside all the way around. It appears to be. Have another flashlight. It's inside. Inside. It's in the tab. Okay. Nice and tight. This can get kind of aggravating here if you let it. That's just going to stick up through that hole back there. And then this is going to come over here, just like that. Flashlight. All right, just like that. Now we can look towards this direction. Everything looks good. It's inside. Inside. Okay. Now we can get these two pulleys back on. Right over there, right over there. All right. Every 15 millimeter. The V pulley goes towards the rear. Inside that belt keeper. And then the flat one goes on that side. Up in there like that. Stick my head in there, make sure everything is looking good. Yep, looking good. It ain't on. There it goes. Make sure it goes over that. Okay. All right. Woo. Undo the parking brake. Everything is good. Take a look back there. Everything looks good. Take a look up there. Everything looks good. Everything is good. All right. Now what we'll do, put the deck back on it. Put the hood and the big front bumper back on it. By golly, we'll be done with this. Y'all hang loose. I'm gonna let this camera charge for a bit. All right, let's get this deck back on here. Okay. Okay, let's go around here first on this side and get the cable, engaging cable hooked up. Right. Washer in the clip. And a washer in the clip. We'll have to zip tie this back over here somewhere. That thing, that's not good, this thing bouncing around like that. It could snag a limb or something. Okay. That hooked up. Okay. Okay, now for the belt. Good. Now we'll go out there and get the hood, put the hood back on it. If I can remember what I did with it. Hood. And put the springs on it. The headlight hooked up. All right. Looks like a tractor again. Now we'll get that big bumper put on there. I can remember how I did it. Hole there needs to line up with that. There it goes. Just like that. Alrighty. Now we'll let it down, run it, and go out there and give it a good washing. So let's see, what we've done is 2 deck belts, a new deck, 2 deck pulleys, a deck belt, sharpen the blades, transmission drive belt, 2 transmission drive pulleys, change the oil, spark plug, clean the air filter, fuel filter. That's a good once over there. Well, hang on, I wanted to put a zip tie on that. Put a zip tie on that cable right there. Kind of hold it back a little bit. All right. Now we let it. All right, let's fire this thing up and get it out there and engage it and drive it and see what we got. Okay, let's get it back in the air and check the belts, make sure nothing's bound up or anything like that. Everything looks good. All right, everything looks good. It's full service on a John Deere L110. Last thing I'm gonna do is take it out here and give it a good washing. It's just filthy. All right, boys and girls, thanks for watching another long drawn out Tom Mower repair video. Y'all be good. Love y'all, eat your vegetables and all that good stuff. Holler if you need me. And hey, we'll catch y'all on the next one.